Greetings to you. This is Ashtar Command. This is Ashtar. Greetings. Your planet is pursuing a new direction. There is a third dimension energy that is that's actually within the sun compared to your planet that is dissipating, releasing the programming of your world. So your sun does play a big role in programming your Earth. You say that's been unlocked slowly, so yes, a disease comes out of it, or those timelines come out of it. That's what's occurring right now. So much of your sun is part of your evolution, as you know. So if you have questions, please.
Hello, greetings, Ashtar.
Greetings.
You were speaking about the sun, and I was bringing up by, thinking about chemtrails at the same time while you were speaking about it, and looking to see with their agenda is putting it out there is not only for putting pollutants inside of us humans, but also for blocking out the sun and any upgrades that are coming through it. Correct?
Yes, sir. It's also, yes, it affects much of your soils, the foods, as you know. It's like little particles that slowly add up over time. So they're like cropping the crops. Sand doesn't really matter. So it does go into, particles that even a lot of it just lays in the air.
Yeah,
cloud formations can go around it.
The wind doesn't move. It just stays stationary. Now, when I'm looking at chemtrails, I can transmute them if I catch them in the act. But if they're in the sky after that, I can keep them from spreading out. They stay in a straight line, and then the wind blows it away in a straight line formation. But I'm just wondering why people aren't, questioning why these lines are blocking out their sun. I mean, because it makes it obvious you're not supposed to see the sun through clouds, but I don't know how personally to put it out there in the public, arena where people can start talking about it more openly. So I'm just doing what I can on my end, low key as it is.
Well, I mean, people are, they find a way to allow it to exist. Say, oh yeah, that's for the better of us. That's for our weather. That's for crops in a positive way. Not realize there's nanotechnology. So some just in their minds just allow it to occur, and some are afraid of it if they go against it. I'd be surprised how much fear is within society, actually.
Right. Well, what kind of disclosures can be required to come out for people to actually have it on their radar?
Well, one of them is government implosion.
All right.
But it's kind of happening right now, where their funds aren't as strong as they used to be, almost like a government bankruptcy on the federal level. And there's a possibility of that occurring. It's just that basically it's like it breaks down and then some of the secrets come out. Because there are, as you know, controlled demolitions. And governments come and go. So that would be one of the main disclosures. Basically, once it cripples, then a lot of secrets come out, basically. That's
the government is just like the piggy bank to these aerospace companies that are these chemtrails into the atmosphere.
It's not fully controlled either.
Exactly right. They just give them the money, and then these companies do what they want.
I mean, your public government, as you know, is not really your government. It's more like your Pentagon than your Washington, White House.
Yeah, the military complex.
I mean, that's the closest version of it. The CIA goes deeper, of course, when you go down. But It's mostly Pentagon telling the White House what to do. So, and right now it's saying stand down. I mean, they're not ready to implode it yet, but there is a possibility of it occurring in the future. So, basically, breaking it down, another government, a version of it comes in. You're kind of seeing the cracks already due to local government funding. So, it's a high possibility.
All right, thank you.
Yes, was any, but yes, many humans aren't. They look the other way. Many have already made documentaries about chemtrails, and some find it when they're ready to, like you make it. There's books and documentaries about chemtrails. When a person's at a mature level, it's ready to go further with that knowledge. They will. So, and they'll go as far, and they'll go into the aliens eventually, and just
Right.
without it. But
When I went down that path, yeah, I come to the realization that there's a wall there. There's nothing that I can do at the moment.
yes,
No.
and there's not a teacher or authority telling people it's okay to pursue it. So people are going about it secretly, and I'm not sure if I should be doing this, or some go about it gradually, but it's not mainstream as it could be. So it does block energies from the sun and the moon and the upper atmosphere. The upper atmosphere has a lot of energy with it too from the sun. So yeah, it's a lot of your aircraft carriers, they do maneuvers with ships when they go into the skies. They have a certain pathway to go about it to, create a vortex to program your society. It's not done really. I mean, it's done in the third dimension, but it's more the programming is done in more of a fourth dimensional level. The vortexes are made by ships, by jets, things like even drones. So
Now you mentioned the moon, and there was in one of Ivan's earlier channelings mentioned that there's a change of management going on there at the moment.
yeah,
Would you
so
be
it's several. Yeah, they're connected to your secret space programs, as you know. They're Lockheed Martin, things like that. So there is a wider energy coming through. It's just not happening quickly. Preparing for a more outside space tourism exploration. So once that happens, it'll be still some time for the aliens to fully integrate, but more alien sightings will begin to occur. Even this year, alien sightings will start to manifest. It's just that humanity's going through enough as it is. Add an alien to it, as helpful that might be for some. The collective is not ready for it just yet.
Yeah, they've got us all wrapped up in race baiting and culture wars like that at the moment.
Yes, and you're also mentioning like general messages coming from alien beings too, and that has to do with your mass collective. It's like even aliens have to be careful what we bring in. People can affect us too if we bring in too much before it's time. So we have to be careful of ourselves. So having it general is pretty normal. Even Bashar does much of general messages, but there's a lot of it's cryptic. He was cryptic about this year coming in. So we don't always know what's happening in the future. We have a good idea, but no one has 100%, just like you don't have 100%.
I heard in another channeling, someone channeling you, that you were talking about a rainbow bridge coming from the higher dimensions down to the planet. I was just looking to see if, because I heard in the webinar this week for one of my questions is I'm building a connection with higher dimensional frequencies and vibrations, bringing them in here and anchoring them. And I was, and they said it was like a super highway that I was building, to streamline I guess the information through. Is that like a rainbow bridge? I didn't follow up on that. Is that similar to
Yes,
what
it
you?
is similar to the Rainbow Bridge is here, but it's not fully activated. So it is integrating with the Earth, but it's not going to have huge involvement with the Earth anytime soon. But new timelines are always being born. There's new financial timelines, even a possible new currency. It's been dabbled around. Even your news agencies sometimes throw out certain ideas. So, but your currency is not going to change it just yet. But if it does change, it'll probably go to more of a digital currency. And it kind of already is currently, as some of you are experiencing, because cash is not the easiest thing to share these days.
The scariest thing with the digital format is to launder money and funds, and for like black projects and trafficking, resources and people and things like that and paying. So it's, I guess, a wave of the future, but at this point, it's highly manipulative.
Correct. So that's why it's another reason why it has not occurred. Most likely, when the Earth becomes more of a lighter vibration, that's when it'll start to happen. I mean, there'll still be some darkness here, of course, but it'll be more of a lighter energy. And you are moving to a lighter environment. It might not always seem that way.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, when is that going to happen? How is that going to happen? But I guess it's through disclosure and old systems.
Yeah, you can say people are getting kicked out of the third dimension right now. But as you get evicted, there's some grace period there. You go through the emotions of it. It's not coming back. Now, it's not fully gone, of course not. But a lot of the infrastructures are not as strong as they used to be. And they're about to get weaker in some areas. There's a second wave, but second wave of society shift.
In terms of people getting kicked out of the third dimension, are you talking about people in like power, or people just in general, whereas we're all kind of ascending?
Both. Okay. Now, some will still hard on to third dimension ideas, fundamental, and that's normal.
Okay.
They're going to keep the physical. You can feel it. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them will have a lot of anger to them, but not all of them. Some just know how to use the energies around.
Yeah.
So, but many are going to be aggressive, as they are right now.
Yeah, but I guess then they'll die. So
eventually, it will die out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it can't sustain itself anymore. That's going to be some time in the near future, though.
There's enough anger going around.
Correct. Yeah, it's blowing up more now than it ever has before, as you can see.
But these spikes, as with all this race tension and fear and everything, the spikes are not. They're spikes, but it's not a sign that it's getting necessarily worse. It's kind of like the last throes of before kind of dying, or it's like, okay, this has been bothering me for a long time, and it's somehow that we think, okay, got to get it out now, and then it feeds on itself. But it's not a direction we're going in. It's getting it out into the open. Is that right?
Yes. Okay. It is going through so many shifts at this time that you're evolving into almost a new species slowly.
Ooh.
I mean, this is worse than an actual war, with bombs and everything.
Yeah,
because it's so silent, and with everywhere is always going to be manipulation, of course.
Yeah.
You never know who's the good guys or the bad guys.
Yeah.
With the race war situation, it's anxiety for society.
Yeah.
Really, what it comes down to, it has nothing to do with race. It might, and that's where the manipulators from these groups come in. But it's really just humanity trying to take a breath, or just breathing was just trying to open themselves up to. And the belief systems are holding on to the mind. it actually comes from the heart. It's like people are very heart based.
Yeah.
Of course, they're mind based too, but a lot of it's heart based. Real passionate about the way they look at things.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong with that.
And in terms of how how manipulation works, is you say it's programmed from 4D. Is it just kind of like, I'm trying to get a sense of how to recognize it or something. I don't know if I can, but is it kind of just like turning up the volume on like fear and anger and all this stuff, going, okay, push, when you feel those emotions, that goes forward really quickly. But when you feel emotions of peace and love and everything's all right, we'll just kind of dampen those. Can you is there a way to explain it so we understand how the manipulation goes on?
Well, think about the elite, the Illuminati are like Catch Me If You Can. They move around. So as you're trying to pick up their vibration, they can feel it, and then they run. At least astrally. So they move
Okay.
around astrally. They do affect the third dimension, definitely, through the news media, through any type of entertainment. Like actors are like empty vessels. Some of them are, as you know, even news presenters are pretty much actors. They're easy to program like a robot. So it comes from astral, and it does go to the higher elites, the executives, things like that. To find an actual where it's coming from is very difficult. On our end, we can see, but we can't, show it. Just basically just stepping away from the manipulation, obviously. And when more people don't pay attention to it, the weaker it gets, of course. And don't do an event or explosion or whatever it is. Hey, look at us. We're over here. Don't forget us.
Okay, so the manipulation is in terms of media and these chemtrails and stuff, but it's not in terms of affecting our. It's not like they're beaming, I don't know, anger rays at us, and we can catch on and go, "Oh, I'm really angry."
No, well, for some they can.
Oh, okay.
But they can do that with their spirit guides. They can just, or a person that's at a low vibration in the person's group, that's into drugs or alcohol or something like that, and easily push their buttons. So that's where a lot of that operates. So it's family members are known to have low energies.
Yeah.
Night at Thanksgiving or Christmas, that's not normally very happy. Sometimes the elderly is easy to program because they've been programmed before in the past. So as the new star seeds come in, it becomes less than likely for that to occur, though. They won't be able to program a star, maybe through ego, like my alien's better than yours. Or my angels are better. That'll be the next manipulation.
We'll be comparing ourselves in terms of, that it's like kind of traveling where I've been to. Did you experience the real Japan or did you experience the real Thailand? I went to this place. So I'll have good angels and my angels are higher than yours.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
but manipulation is how do we show up as individuals to be, I mean, how do they kind of, is there safety in numbers? Like, how Google knows a whole bunch of us, but we're basically anonymous until we pop our heads up. Does that go on? How do they pick up on somebody that say, oh, okay, he's going to be trouble?
well, yeah, actually, the elite see things. They look to the the filter of the earth, you can say, and they can't do it in third dimension. It's easier astrally. To see red zones. Like they can see the patterns of you connecting to the spirit world a little bit differently. While most society is in a zombie state, some of you are connected to astral and aliens and going into a different state of mind. They can see that.
Okay.
But they can't always manipulate that. They can bring an alien to some of them and cause some difficulty, some fear, and things like that. Because they only say, "Oh, wait, we need to pursue that person, scare them, so they can go back into the program."
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So, yeah, when you're awakening, they kind of know, how much they pay attention. They know the growing pains and everything that goes into it.
Okay.
They're rather just blame the government for everything and just stay out of the business.
Hey, like us.
Well, yeah, we don't think you would do that.
No.
But yeah, those that blame the government for everything are easy to program.
Yeah. Just pick up a newspaper.
Exactly. So when the blame game ends, that's when the movie ends.
Yeah.
The protesting is blaming. I mean, there's good in protesting, but
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn with it. The world is just, as soon as it finds the right way to go, someone finds a go way backwards.
Yeah.
And then you follow that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, what it feels like. Someone turned back the clock on
Right.
the price made.
it's this world's almost like quicksand. It's just or a tornado. It just finds a way to undo everything it just did. Like manifests out of nowhere.
But it's also once it becomes obvious, and once we see it, then we have a better idea of what we're dealing with, and so it's kind of it's like, oh, okay, I'm thinking of race thing and Black Lives Matters, and me as a very white person going, oh, oops, I'm supposed to feel guilty all of a sudden, and then going, well, wait a minute, I have white privilege, but I've never had slaves. No one I know has slaves. No one I know has been a slave. Am I really involved in this? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure for some to bring in that in.
Well, yeah.
That bring in your racial groups. It's a high for them.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of weight there and a lot of history, and I think it is there's a lot of truth. It's just, what is the way forward? Like you're saying, the blame is not helping. So,
Well, you say selling out is one of the major. Even your mayor of New York kind of sold out. They sell out to get popular. It's very popular on their planet, as you know. You sell out politically or financially, and it's always financial.
That's promoted how you make it to the top.
So when that begins to end, and then change will continue. Well, you will have your alien visitation, your spiritual. It just when and how is another story. It is a bumpy road, as you can see, and a lot of it's just humanity just pulling back. That's why they have these groups to have you go in reverse. But that just pushes many of you to pull in more of a higher vibration. So yes, it's very difficult. Yes.
Some of the protests, like karmic, like for example, like white people feel guilty because they were like slave masters in previous lives.
Oh, there's some of that, but not a lot. Because some of them, the slave masters, a lot of them are still, they're not guilty, unfortunately. The last thing they're going to do is join a protest. A lot of them want to stay hidden. So a lot of them are, there are some, but most of them are rather not get the attention. But there is some of it. I mean, families of slave owning families. Yeah, no, those are probably in the protesters. Yes, they're scattered about. They're guilty. Yeah, but they weren't the ones insinuating. They weren't the ones, making the orders for it. So.
Now, what the U.S. is going through, is this like a karmic repeat of what Atlantis was going through in its final days?
Kind of. It's America is going through its rebirth. Yes, the karma is coming back for all the things it did overseas and to the Indians. But a lot of it overseas was worse. I realize the Indians is pretty bad. Yes, overseas what they did in as you know in the Middle East was far worse. So now it's come home. So now this is the Middle East in some ways. Not entirely, but it is. Yes, because what it did to, as many of you know, in some shape or form, of how the Middle East was manipulated. Iraq. Iraq was kind of like the second war, the 2003 war was the kind of like the nail that went into the coffin for the United States.
Is that because there's like more people alive in the Middle East today compared to like Native Americans in the past?
Yes, it's a destruction that was done to the Middle East that you don't hear in newspapers. Drone bombs, things like that. What happened to Iraq to just civilians for no reason. There's a lot of wars in the Middle East you don't hear about. Also, Gaddafi in Africa.
And the fact that this karma is coming back so quickly, is that significant? Because that's fairly
That's very, very recent. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It all came
it's like
home.
that's
Yes.
It's like within our lifetime. That's like, well, okay, that's quick.
And some actually predicted that. Some of the wars that were like seen illegal, depending on how you look at it, get that vibe of this isn't going to go well for us, is it? Sure enough, you are.
It didn't, and it isn't.
So yes, it's once again, the United States is going to be not renamed, but rebuilt in some ways. It's going to take a couple of years for it to occur. It's not going to be like the Middle East, but it's going to be rough in some areas. Yes.
Oh,
that's not going to be publicity. A lot of it's not in the news anyway, as you know.
I have to say that as a Canadian, I think our thoughts of the States is kind of like a brother that's going through hard times and is hitting the bottle too hard, or and it's like, oh, come on, you can do it. It's really, I don't want to use the word sad, but it's hard to see, how what a great country it is, and how many problems it's now. It went from being like top of the world to, oh my God, these are like really significant. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. It doesn't seem quite fair, but I mean, I guess it is.
Oh, it is.
It is, okay. Oh, sorry. Okay.
It is. Well, black projects are occurring. We're not seeing it.
Yeah.
And that karma has come back too. And it doesn't really care if America burns. It's going to continue to do what it's going to do.
Well, I'll cross my Canadian fingers for you guys.
Well, America will rebound, but
Yay!
not in the same. Yeah, America is being restructured, as you can see. So, restructuring governments, eventually, monetary system down the road. So, but yes, this is a long time coming. Depending on how you connect to the alien groups, is inevitable in your lifetime. Because some of you didn't want these wars to occur. Did you want Gaddafi to go through what he did? Especially when you read more about, nothing was not there to cause. He wasn't perfect, but was that necessary?
Yeah, no.
So Iraq, the same situation. Even Saddam, was that necessary? Not really. Yes, it was not a good. Saddam was a very dark individual, but the UN, they could have found a better way of pursuing that. And they didn't want to lose casualties. They didn't want to, they didn't want to start a war. Sanctions was the only thing they could think of. So, but there are other ways. It just would have took longer.
Yeah.
And resources weren't doing that good to begin with. at that time. So
Yeah.
they have negotiation there, but they didn't. Everyone's getting paid off. So.
And I'm going to kind of change direction a little bit, but with all this, this is the global geopolitical stuff, which is about power and money and oil and energy and whatever. But as we're going forward, um, unlimited electricity exists, right? Your little box that will be able to power everything. Um, so we won't need, the oil fields, and it's possible there's enough food in the world to feed everyone. It's just how it gets distributed is not working,
Right.
So as we're going forward, I mean, everyone can see that, technology and just better, organization is possible to make like this really, really nice world. Why are we hanging on so hard to systems that are so they work, but they don't work perfectly, so why is so much if the world will get better by not holding on, why are we still holding on, basically?
But it has to do with the timelines within the old systems, within oil, the timeline of not just the money, but how it controls people. It's all about control in the long run. Money
Okay.
is not everything. It's all about the control over society.
Okay.
So that's what it all comes down to. That's why you have free energy. Of course, they're going to have free energy. Well, does humanity really? Some want to be free, but what about the rest?
Okay.
Some
Well,
free. Like, I'm free. I have to. I don't want all that responsibility.
well, how what race are you, or what alien or
Ashtar, we are human.
Yeah. Human?
We are Syrian. We are connected to Pleiadian energies too.
Okay.
So we are Syrian. There's many different beings here. There's frog being. There's cat beings.
Okay.
You have that run our ships. So they know how to better than anybody else. From our experience. Always in a quote environment. Yes.
So, but how does it work? Again, changing direction. But here we want power and we want money and we want to buy, caviar and champagne. How does it work there? If you want champagne, do you get champagne, or do you have to apply write out a form B17-4 to import it? I don't know.
Resources are there, like you have your Google cafeteria. Not exactly like that, but you can get whatever you want. But people are usually not greedy. We live on what you
standard.
need type of
Yeah, because you don't want caviar every evening. You can have craft dinner, or craft mac and cheese. Yeah.
They know with too much indulgence what happens with it, and it does happen, but not on a great scale. It repeats a lot of what your world's going through.
So people are more in touch with the, if you're living a life of excess, you start feeling it more rather than going, well, at least I can do this, because everyone could do it.
Yes. It's very easy for worlds to fall into a third dimension environment.
Okay.
Even if fourth dimension is easy as long as everyone wants that. But worlds can dive down into third dimension. Maybe not easy, but pretty easy.
Okay, it can slide. So there's still a sense of moral, not just personal. This is what I want, but also this is what's good for everyone. So I will not have my eighth kilo of caviar tonight, because that's probably not good for me and probably not good for society in general. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's usually just, like if you want to indulge with like too many appetizers. So be it, but yeah, you're gonna feel it later. So
Okay.
everything's done in usually moderation, but people want to be healthy too, for the most part. They want to. The idea is to ascend. The idea is to go to a more fifth dimension environment. Your
Okay.
world, your world is more like it's more just ascending is being rich.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm
Different type
rich.
of yeah,
It
and
kind of
then
keeps us here. Yeah.
where that gets you.
So we're
Okay, got it.
like a hybrid third dimension, fourth dimension existence at the moment. When we make that transition into the fifth dimension, what is that going to look like? I mean, because it's not going to be the same traditional shift since we're going to be staying in our living vessels. So, what kind of transition will we be able to see to let us know that we're right there at the cusp?
A lot of you are going to feel lighter and feel more of an energy. You already see that in Tibet. You see those in some spiritual communities, some that are very. You don't have to be super happy to be of a higher dimension. That's where some get kind of. I mean, that's okay, but you don't have to always be super bright. All just like the monks are always singing songs every couple of minutes. They're pretty that type of environment where you just know your energy field is out of you can say a blissful state.
Mhm.
But you'll feel you can still be physical, but in a fifth dimension. Some of you are already carrying that already. It just will become more. You just get more downloads. You'll see more. The aliens become more prominent around you. You can even do that in the fourth dimension.
Speaking of the Tibetan monks, they have scriptures where they say they access the rainbow light body,
Yeah.
and they're able to manifest that here in this dimension,
Mm-hmm.
and do like extraordinary feats where like one laid his hand on a rock and left his handprint on the rock.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to be able to do with our
Right.
bodies?
If that's what you want, yes. Some just want. Someone just want a good relationship. Someone want a better relationship with their family, or some have different practical needs for it. But others want to do magic here and affect reality here. Yes,
Now
not
the
just for the show, just because they want to be connected to that object. Or yes, go ahead, please.
now the bending of matter like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had a vision when I first had my going through my process of awakening, where I it's like somebody put a filter on my eyes and I saw everything in the room was made of this living like amoeba little material or like little specks that were moving and constantly vibrating, in accordance with each other, but I could see everything made of the same thing. Is that like a magnetic electronic field that we're going to tap into where we can be able to move around matter in a sense, where we can walk through walls and absorb into that kind of material and reform ourselves after that. You know,
Yes. Well, some just like everything else, some of you will pursue it and some of you won't. Everybody has their own, but for you, yes, definitely. Now, some feel like they can do it, but they don't really want to utilize it. Like some of you can fly, but not everybody wants to fly. So there's
see,
a certain talent some are good at. Yes.
I'm of the opinion that humans need to feel empowered. They need to realize more of their potential in order to help
Mm-hmm.
themselves feel more secure with bringing in all of these other alien races, so that they don't have that same kind of fear, aggression that's been, motivating a lot of the energies on this planet at the moment. Reason we can't get along with each other is because we don't think much of ourselves. So we're always in fear of one another.
There will be a time where the superhero will start occurring. It's already happening now. It's just not on a massive scale. Well, some will have abilities, and that's more of the fourth dimension coming through.
They
Doesn't mean
have,
you'll have Superman flying around, but you'll have something somewhere.
yeah. I'm not looking for like a person
No,
identifiably, the whole collective to
no, I won't be
catch
like
up.
that.
But from what I'm hearing is that it really is a question of personal interest where
Mm-hmm.
what you'll be able to do, Bobby's going to be walking through walls, and I'm going to be cooking really good food or something,
Exactly.
that could be as much, oh, I just found this recipe that's making me so incredibly happy. That could be an expression of having, a sign that I'm ascending, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's correct. It's on what you find empowerment for yourself. I'll be like you said, a good cook. I mean, you're going into like an X-Men environment, like the comic, where every individual has like their own little talent.
I'll cook with my eyes, with my laser eyes.
Well, there's a possibility of that. Most of your starseed children become more of these type of kids.
Okay.
As the Earth gets lighter.
Well, speaking of Tibet, like I was told here and by someone else confirmed that it was like a peaceful like spider being from there or a human. So I was wondering why so many people are afraid of spiders and like what are the different kinds of abilities that they do.
Well, super strength, you could say. But their senses are very powerful, of course. Spiders are good luck, and they can be very kind, but it depends on the person. They can bring a great amount of good luck to somebody. So, society's insect scared for right now, but insects can be more friendly and eventually larger and more colorful. Usually they're known to be colorful on other planets. Here it's just, I mean, there are some colorful ones, but we still have some time to go for that.
I have to keep on reminding myself that butterflies are insects when I think of, because we really do have this like fear. It's a fear. You look at an insect and it's black and shiny and has these little legs, and it's a very basic fear within us.
Well, a place is invading your home usually. It's uninvited guests.
Well, but just today I was as I was cooking, there was a fly that was
Right.
landing on me and wandering around and just go away and come back, and I did this little thing of going, oh hi, you're there again, rather than trying to get rid of it. And so I was going, okay, that's better than going, oh, that's irritating, because it was irritating.
They weren't invading homes the way they do. People might look at them a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Flies outside, mosquitoes. It's just they're trying to tell humans something. Some humans here, yes, are very psychically connected to insects.
So there actually is something good about the mosquito?
Of course, yeah, they're trying to tell you something.
Okay.
Usually humans aren't listening. Just like a cat or a dog, they're trying to tell you something, but humans aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So everyone, cat, dog, and insect, psychic.
This isn't just an aside, but why do dogs want to lick us?
Well, it's out of love, of course, but also DNA. To share their DNA with yours.
Oh,
it's
you're
just
kidding!
To show their passion for each other. I mean, some dogs are just lovers.
Huh.
They're just Casanovas. Okay. Like that. They're just little love bugs, basically.
Okay, good.
Cats love you.
Okay, thanks.
It's like they're built to love. Cats are there to clear the home of any kind of ghost or manifestation. They can be loving depending on they're their job. They don't always have to like their owner. They're to keep the ghost out. They don't have to like you. Now, if you start appreciating your cat, yeah, you might have a friendship there. Depends.
Thanks.
I mean, yeah, cats are like your modern Ghostbusters, basically. They keep stuff out. The white cats are in closets, yes, to keep the boogeyman out. There's not exactly a boogeyman, but some beings do come to the closet. Some shadow beings.
So as we're going along in our ascension process, a cat will help it be less scary.
Cats are one of the more advanced alien species. Insectoids, I mean, there's not really like one that's more. There's always one that's strong, but cats and insectoids are pretty similar in abilities. Canines are also, but certain canines are at a psychic depth that's very similar. Some same as the feline. You can say they're all equal in the long run, but some just want to take it to the next level. It's their sensory, it's their intuitiveness is very powerful. They're always working on it. They're always fixing it.
And
Sounds funny.
So why a lot of people feel like uncomfortable around cats or bugs or even women?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or how do you rephrase that question?
So, well, like a lot of men are uncomfortable around like bugs and cats and women because they're all kind of intuitive.
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, yeah. Some men are. Yeah, some of them are hiding stuff. Not all. But even if you're not hiding anything, you don't want anybody scanning you. So, and there's usually a past life reason for that. Yeah, it's like in other worlds, it's easy to read one's mind. So if a male is doing, like pursuing another female, and he doesn't want the other one to know, and then they just found out through telepathy, you know, and usually it's the males that are kind of playboy like. Obviously, they're the ones like psychic abilities that doesn't exist. Yeah, because they put their walls around themselves. They don't want you to know what they're.
so in the fourth dimension, how does like love and attraction work then? If you can, here we bat our eyelashes and we toughen up and we try to animals do these incredible dances of like yeah, just amazing. But if you can see everything, it's like, oh, you like me, I like you. Let's go. Or how does it?
Well, humans, yes. I mean, well, in the fourth dimension, depending on the species, but on a human level, yeah, they're just more open societies. They're more frank with their ideas. No hidden agendas. There might be some, but very they're gonna tell you everybody what they're doing privately, but usually it's an open book. And so if this one person's looking for a love interest, everybody knows.
Okay.
It's just more like like you go to a football stadium. It would be nice if everybody was, congregating, talking to each other. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I don't know you, but hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Keep it more open and free to everybody instead of just walled off. Everybody's walled off. Majority.
Okay. Oh, so as you're waiting for the bus, you can just talk to somebody just
Correct.
normally, and you already know more about them because you can see it or you can intuit it or psychically you go, oh, okay, yeah, I know you had this, you've done this, and this, and you've been in this life and that life. Is that how it works?
Right.
Okay. So just makes.
Even if you try to be open here on this world, as some of you experienced, people aren't very welcoming to that. Hey, how's it going? Hey, people are just shut off, and that's part of the elite programming on the planet. That's how your grid on your third dimensions work. Now, if more people everybody was more freely talking to everybody, yeah, your fourth dimension will be, your aliens will be here, because then aliens will feel more friendly here. Like, hey, how's it going? Everybody's saying hi.
Exactly right.
But instead, everyone's in their gun.
Transition between each other, being more open. Is that going to happen in my lifetime?
Yes. So not to the degree that you might think it would, but yeah, so it's kind of happening right now. It's just not fully seen. I mean, when life breaks down, what do you have for each other?
Exactly.
Like that's why a lot of this stuff's coming apart right now.
And the true mysteries will start being uncovered.
Yes. It's becoming
locked inside of themselves.
You'll be more working with each other to scan let these mysteries come, and the mysteries want to be found. So yeah, Now, people, yes, as you know, people want to have their guns, and you want that right. Like, that's the most fearful. Yeah, that's very. Gun shops are selling out like crazy, and then your world's going to go into a fourth dimension environment. Some places will, yes, but not the fear. Gun shops need to go away, basically. All that needs to go away.
Yeah,
Yeah, I made
that's
need a gun. I'm done living here.
Exactly. It all
that.
needs to. The fear of being alive should vanish. You have to
Yeah,
carry it for anything. A cop should not have to wear a gun. Just be a peacemaker. And they say they're keeping the peace, but sometimes you wonder about that.
yeah. No.
More like
No.
intimidation.
It's one of the it's. I'll go back to Canadian and U.S. differences, but the vision that U.S. people have of their police force and cities is so different than ours. It's like people there are. It's like, okay, where is it unsafe to go? It's like, okay, what places do I have to avoid? And in our cities, there's no. It's like that. Just it's not a question. It's like there's no place you.
That's
Yeah.
more
So,
a Palladian vibration in Canada. That's what your world is working towards. So you say
yeah.
it's like an alien base, you can say that's there.
We've got an alien base. Okay, good. Yeah,
It's yeah, America's going through growing pains.
yeah,
It's going through major tests, as you can see. It's
yeah.
maturing. It's actually maturing. Canada is
Yeah.
mature, but notice how maturity doesn't mean too much excitement.
Yeah, it's boring.
Some people might feel it's boring.
Yes,
It
it's
still
very
has a
true.
better vibration than it does in the United States, where it's boring there, but it's very toxic.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Guns make life exciting.
yes, but that's also immature energies too.
Yeah, yeah,
It's all it's learning to mature itself. That's what's happening with America.
yeah. But it's again with this like with this karma coming back. It's actually things are going really really fast. And we've been in this like I don't know spiritual community or something. It's been we've been kind of like being told, okay, just calm down, just wait, be patient, things are gonna start happening, and now it's that things are starting. I'm finding it's like really, really, it's like, oh my god, okay, quick.
Mhm.
Is that going to continue?
Right. No, well, patience is necessary right now.
Still
But
patience, okay,
yeah, you have no choice. Like I
yeah,
said, you have gun shops everywhere, at least in the United States,
yeah,
and of course around the world.
yeah,
The paranoia is to its extreme. When that starts breaking down, that's when your fourth dimension gets stronger. So yeah, as you focus more on yourself, family, friends, you do change the energy. You bring an energy bubble around. Now, I make those in the third dimension want to throw up because they can't handle that vibration, but that's tough.
mm,
You're bringing in a new energy. I'm ready to use that graphic because some feel like they're sick around. I mean, some of them might go to Canada and feel sick because they can't handle the energy of it.
oh wow, okay,
They
that's
feel like,
interesting.
yeah, they feel they're so
Okay,
used to the toxic environment of
that
parts of America, not all of it,
yeah.
and
I,
other places. Yeah.
I had a friend that came from Israel, and I was showing him around Montreal, and he was just going, "Oh my God, why are there no guards around?" It's like, what? We walked by this, there's like a computer. It was tied down because it was like an a tourist info thing, but no one was there. But the computer was still there, and he was just going, what? Why is that computer there? And I said, well, if you tried to steal it, someone would probably show up. But and he was just shocked at the lack of you know guards and guns and whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, I can get that, but boring.
Well, boring is to help you to connect with yourself. If this world is too active, people can't handle it. I mean, it already has moments already.
Yeah,
You have enough stress within your own selves. if life was at 1,000 miles an hour, you just couldn't handle it.
So from the outside, as you look towards Earth, that means it's kind of like uneven. Is it uneven in terms of our ascension? Like you would go, oh, okay, people in Canada are all boring, but kind of leading happy lives, and then okay, in States, well, here in this neighborhood, ooh, people
Yeah.
are getting shot, and they're just surviving. But oh, over here in Bel Air, these people are doing well.
But realize it's boring for the soul to learn. You need it boring for the soul to develop. It's an easier environment.
Okay.
So being in a library was quiet.
Okay.
So some people get tired of the quiet, but it's just tough.
Okay. So I should take once the border opens, I should take a trip down to the States.
But yes, the Earth lights up. There are
Okay.
lighter places and there are darker places. Yes, it's all like Google has their Google searches around the planet. We have our own little searches around the planet too, where we see the vibrations. Yemen right now is very dark because of Black Ops situations going on.
Okay.
Of course, a war that's not mentioned.
Oops, you just mentioned it.
But the United States is going through its own little war, as you can see. It's identifying itself. What is it anymore? It's changing its purpose, its meaning right now. Along with other countries, but mostly the United States.
So, and you were saying that around us, we can generate more fourth dimensional energy, and that goes into the pool of
the Earth.
The Earth. So the more we turn off our news, and the more we just get happy, stop complaining, this actually does good to the whole world.
Right.
Okay.
So you're bringing. I mean, even right now, the Earth is, in certain places, is getting more positive. I mean, South Korea, places in Asia are more positive, and the world can learn from that. Yes, you connect to the cats and have fun with them and play with them. That's bringing a higher dimension energies for any animal, for a duck or whatever it might be. Like you can say, if more people played with animals, the vibration of the Earth would go up.
I'll play with the insects that come in with inside.
You can do that.
I was gonna ask what's new for California, because there's always something going on over here with the energies.
It is, changing its regimes. There is a political war going on within it behind the scenes. So there is Masonic energies that are trying to bring in new timelines. They're having difficulties. So it's kind of held hostage right now, as you can see. Not making business life easy. They're kind of trying to put California in the dark age, and it won't be successful, but they're kind of attempting that. Same with Florida in some ways. So there is, of course, a lot of hidden agendas with the governments. The governments are going to change themselves eventually.
Well, that makes sense. I was going to ask too. I keep getting the word Starfire, and I didn't know if there was any significance to that.
I want to see like an alien energy there that's connecting to you. Without saying the origins of where it comes from. Well, it's coming from spirit, but it just you can say it almost as like a name for yourself. It's something to. It's a coded name. So it has many different meanings of it, but it's not explaining itself. But you are on the right track. And you're going more into the astral plane, downloading. You can say almost forbidden knowledge in some way, in some regard.
I was going to ask for the forbidden knowledge. It seems like I had a couple of occurrences of an astral getting stung by bees that would block and then shut down your astral vision and all that. And I was going to ask if there's a way, if there's any way around that, because that's not a fun experience, but I'm willing to go through it if needed.
Glass you can use to surround yourself, or mirrors to surround yourself with. That's the easiest.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks.
Probably, or crystals. Use crystal energies around you. Whatever comes. You know, I believe that will help, but you can bring a crystallized energy around you before you go into astral.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere, like surrounding yourself with a mirror ball inside and out.
Well,
Well,
because
speaking,
where he's going in astral is like forbidden, the forbidden zone, you can say. And he kind of made himself at home there. He's going to allow himself to remember. So he has like a astral green card, where he's allowed to remember these things.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it's almost every night now.
it's,
Like it's not to the full vivid, but almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a lot of sense.
Oh, it's going to get stronger as the world changes. So you'll kind of see in the ascension energies at work right now. If only other people can see what you see, they'll be more encouraged of where things are going right now. Because most people don't see anything.
True.
Just go ahead.
Oh,
I was
sweet.
gonna
I'll go ahead.
ask since we're talking about different places, like why I'm so fascinated with Northwest Arkansas. Is that kind of a Lemurian or Atlantean energy, or tell me more about that area?
It has a Lemurian energy there from the past, yes. A settlement there. Used to be a lot of Indians there at one time. So it changed the vibration of it completely. So a lot of vortexes there that clears out. So yeah, Arkansas, the buildings they build there, they're containing the vortexes, but yeah, it is almost similar to Sedona in its own way. It's very Sedona-like, from what I can see.
Yeah, because they build like really beautiful
Mhm.
churches and stuff there.
Yes, it's working with the energies of the buildings, yes. Or it's with the vortex. This is bringing vortex energies in. So it is.
Oh yeah, and they built
It's there to clear the vibrations. Of course. Yes.
in the past, I think 100 years ago, they built like a healing retreat, and then they flooded the area.
Mm-hmm. To cleanse it. They didn't have to do that, but they felt cover their tracks. What it seems.
As the planet becomes lighter, as we transition, it was mentioned that there'll be like crystal formations visible on the planet. Like, would that be like crystal mountains and things like that protrude out?
Yeah, so a lot of it will come out of the ocean. Some of it will come out of the ground. But a lot of it will come out of lakes and rivers, things like that.
Cool.
And you can move them with your telekinesis too. And it's like you root them into the ground and they grow from where you place them. So yes.
Will we have like alchemy where we can grow crystals like plants?
Right. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, technically you can do it now, but people don't have enough power for it within themselves. But it could be.
There's a proper application.
That's right. The Earth does it instead with the sun.
That's cool.
Yeah. Once again, a lot of the human collective is refusing to ascend. That's why things aren't happening as fast as many would like. They say so. This situation you're going through is kind of persuading many of where you're heading. So it's like a persuasion situation.
It's getting people fed up with the way it is.
Yes. Removing the blockages, yes. Eventually. Some like those blockages. They like reality as it is, as you know.
It's because they're in their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say though to that, like I told Ivan about this. I was out taking a walk by the beach and like I heard through synchronicity an elder man walk by and he like openly on the phone, he's like, I can't handle the energy shifts. Like I'm not gonna be able to last much longer. And then I walked a block further, and there was a guy wearing a shirt with one of those like Masonic checkerboard, black and white checkerboard, and the Rosicrucian rose on it.
Mhm.
And I was, you get that feeling like, oh yeah, this is synchronicity kicking in. And then I was gonna say there was other events too of where I see people like the end, they just can't take the energy shift, or maybe at a higher level they're not wanting to proceed to the next, yeah.
Yes,
So that's
exactly.
interesting.
Yeah, because they can't keep themselves busy in third dimension environment. Notice how in third dimension you have to get up and go to work and stay busy, at least for this world. It's just so it continues the third dimension energies as you get up and go to work and you continue the route. Now when all that stops, be surprised if fourth dimension comes through gradually. Everyone's at home, everyone's at ease, well, sort of at ease. It's just the movement is not as the same as it used to be. So now new vibrations come through. That's what's happening.
And I think also with the slowdown, similar to what you're saying, like people having to kind of look within, and
Yeah.
we're, I don't know if I want to use the word forced, but it's not an easy process. Yeah. For some, yeah, for sure.
Take themselves more seriously, allow themselves to heal. They're going through their own like mental, like cardiac arrest in the mind. They're going through like, just their mind's kind of exploding right now. And so those that are having troubles with the energies, obviously they're rejecting what they're being pulled towards. So, and they're going to hold on as long as they can until they can't take it anymore.
Yep.
California, yeah, they do think differently there. That's fair.
Always.
Not many talk like that.
That's a good point.
Others would just say it's hot out here. I mean, you can always say the same thing. Yes, go ahead.
No, I was just caught off guard when he said that too. I'm not used to hearing people speak about, the energies. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
When they say it's hot outside, it's a lot of times it's the same meaning to it. Because some that, when they look at hot, it's like, well, man, it's hot in here. It's the energies. So it's another way of looking at it. Because they're saying that for a reason. Of course, they say it maybe to bring it cooler, possibly, but some say it because they know something else is going on.
Got a question about downloads and vibration.
Please.
While you were talking earlier, I felt a heavy pressure coming through in my head, where in the past it would leave me with headaches, but now I'm able to process them more. But all it is vibration and energy, passing through me like a conduit. Is there any information packed in those vibrations that I feel? Because recently it's been feeling like my kundalini's exploding.
Yeah, you're believing more in your abilities. So you kind of have like a Christ consciousness situation, where even Christ himself, had something similar to that, where he just started opening up his kundalini energies. He was ready to pursue his passion, you can say, which wasn't always healing people. It was more of like distance healing at first, but because you can feel the energies of people from long distances.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Feeling collective energy bombarding me.
Yeah, you're more connected to the Christ consciousness than you might be aware of, if you want to name it that. But it's pretty much the same thing. As you're connecting to the Earth's network, the Earth's internet, the psychic network of the Earth. You could say.
Hey, I'm not intending it to do it, so it's more like it's connecting to me.
Yeah. Well, it's looking for information from you to bring in this new reality that you're working on at this time.
Right.
You're opening up doors. Everyone's opening up doors. No matter, everyone's involved. Everybody's a superhero. Feel like it or not.
Began the whole thing really jump started when I started doing mass meditations with other groups. Because I had no structure to it, and I found other people that had been doing it for years, and that's how I picked up on a lot of my practices and things that I used to help, you know, kick up that vibration. But I'm wondering if, how it's not really mainstream or it's popular to push it on, people's opinions and things like that. So I don't really talk about it much with anybody other, outside of these groups here. So how do you see humanity going forward as far as as a collective pulling their energy together and taking more responsibility for the vibration?
It's always going to happen gradually. Some of you are getting stronger with it, but some are part of the drama of reality of their family, friends. But a lot of that's healing at this time, so they're starting to focus more they focus on themselves. So the time frame has to do with how people are going to, you can avoid yourself forever, as many are realizing. But that's when they get depressed. That's when they get headaches. That's when they get aches and pains. When you start going into yourself, doesn't mean it's going to heal that instantly, but over time you can find cures, even cures of cancer. So, or any other every other disease that's currently going on your planet.
Now, with like vibrational healing and things like
Mm-hmm.
that, are humans going to be able to heal ourselves?
Yes.
Like with
Mm-hmm.
structural damage, eye,
Mm-hmm.
vision and things like that. Because they say 2020 vision, and it's like a catchphrase in a lot of channeling,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
going on right now. 2020 vision. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not quite sure if that means literally where we're going to be able to see in the physical the results of going within and reconnecting the things that have been misaligned inside of us.
Yes.
Are we going to be able to do that for?
Well, it would be crystal energies that we used most likely at first. Some of you will be able to heal yourselves. Majority of collective will need some kind of tool, but it will be a crystal tool most likely, which is easier in the beginning. Some of you are just masters at healing yourselves, but the collective still has difficulty with it. Well, it has to do with everybody has to be different.
Heal ourselves emotionally, psychologically, but physically, it's still like a wall there.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, yeah, mentally, it's there's always going to be some kind of test on this planet. It's inevitable. You can't just rush out of all the tests from your world. As enjoyable as that sounds, it's not as easy.
So it's not necessarily going to be in the third dimension where the physical healing is going to happen. It's as we ascend to the higher dimensions, that as it gets lighter, it'll be more easier to work with the energies and heal ourselves in.
Yeah, so it'll be more of a shift in consciousness, but still some will need to heal themselves through collectives, things like that. So it's a gradual process, of course.
Right.
I mean, collective healing is where things are going to go. Gradually. A gradual shift to it. I mean, your media is going to say, like seen in the movies, people are healing each other like Jesus. Things like that. Which I have some time for right now.
But you mentioned like distance healing that he used to do in the beginning. I feel like I do that in a sense through technology, where I can see somebody on the television and then I can send them energy and I can see the instant, response from them on it. Like say I was watching the Super Bowl halftime show and I got confirmation that one of the people on there had a bum ankle, but he was dancing, like if it was nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually could see like there's an energy, a surge through them, but I don't know how I'm, permanently healing them. I'm healing them in the moment to make them feel lighter, more natural, more themselves. But it's like, how is that going to evolve going forward? Where I won't have to have technology as a medium, as a middleman.
Well, it's going to become more socially accepted. Basically, a lot of televisions are probably going to go away from your world. Screens are going to leave completely, but the television, as in its form, will eventually start to heal. More communities will start to occur. We pretty much have no choice for that. time frame, basically more healing community, similar to like California. California has a lot of healing groups. It's going to become more worldwide, but it's funny how California would have something like that due to its political climate. But well, it needs it. That comes from the elites, the Illuminati, as they were healers at one time, in different senses. So they left their mark there for others to build spiritual communities there.
I was wondering why California and Florida seem to have a lot of spiritual people.
Well, yeah, California is transitioning to more of a Florida. Florida still has a long ways to go compared to California. The agendas are much different. But yes, Florida, well, it knows the locations of them too. As a lot, these are secret societies that were here first, kind of planted the seed for more spiritual growth. And it just grew over time into more of a human form. Yeah. The seeds are planted for spirituality for both. They both have different agendas. They're both on separate coasts, but they do work with each other. It's all about location. You can say California is connected to Lemuria, you can say, and Florida is connected to Atlantis.
I was looking at a picture of Miami from above. It looks similar to those drawings of Atlantis I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Over time, the ghosts of Atlantis will start to appear, buildings possibly, and ships. So some have already seen it, but of course they don't remember it when they're out to sea around the Atlantean coast. So more of that will be part of the fourth dimension environment.
I was talking about my area too, here in Central Texas, Austin. It's kind of like a unique place.
Yeah, it's kind of Atlantean there. There was a lot of high vibrational spiritual tribes there during the Indians. They say there's a lot of Atlantean input there. There was Atlantean technologies there at one time. So it's kind of like an alien compared to the rest of Texas, as you can see. A lot of technologies here developed. Crystal technology.
Yeah, there's lots of like rock quarries and stuff, and waterfalls, and it's really different terrain.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a different. As you can say, it's connected to the springs. From what we're seeing.
Does geography have an impact in terms of, a desert? Is a desert in the United States the same type of energy as a desert in Africa or a desert in Mongolia?
Oh, there's similarities, but they're all different.
Okay.
Some are stronger than others. Some have stronger vortexes. Some have different purposes. So, like Arizona or Nevada, for example. Nevada has a lot of secret operations there. So, of course, the energy there is kind of scrambled, kind of hard to read.
Even for you?
Even for us, yes, it's mismatched. It can cause you difficulties too before connecting. And you can't fight back. It's like an energy grid.
Okay. So who you as Ashtar Command, your job is to kind of oversee our planet and deal with. Are you protectors, or are you like I don't know, emissaries, or government representatives? How does that work?
Well, yeah, so we're here to protect the Earth through alien invasions.
Oh, okay. So
One of our purposes.
Does that mean you have big guns?
Yes, we have scout ships.
Okay.
Make sure that nobody. I mean, it's protected, but still, some beings are known to climb through.
Okay.
So it's not fully foolproof. It's a planet. It's not always easy to protect.
Yeah.
No matter who's talking. It is clear if any asteroids attacks, but aliens are a bit more sophisticated than an asteroid. Sometimes.
Okay.
Do you have a connection psychically with the consciousness of the planet herself?
Yes. Our crew is psychically connected to it. So if we make a decision and someone in the crew does not feel right about it, we investigate.
Oh.
You guys go and pursue that connection, not just like an open dialogue and having meetings with each other and stuff like that.
Yes.
Status report.
Mm-hmm.
Are we connected to you guys in any way? To your collective? Any of us?
Here, yes. You have connected to us astrally, not on a daily basis, but you do kind of check in on us. Usually it's very
Hey guys,
I'm not-
how's it going?
I'm not in any of your forbidden zones, am I?
no.
Okay, cool.
We don't have forbidden.
So, we in this group, is there something that, are we connected in particular to something, or are we different? Each one of us is different.
Well, yeah, you're independent, but some of you do connect to a ship. You have a reality where all of those in here, even the one that just left, is on a ship together.
Oh, no way.
Assisting the Earth, yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, who's piloting it? No, that's a joke.
Yeah. No.
I want to know which am I a red shirt or
Red shirt, yeah.
yeah. Oh no.
Usually mantis beings like to pilot ships usually.
Oh, is that right? Oh, cool.
Easy for them. They can see beyond, where you're heading. They can sense, what's around as you travel.
Okay, so it's also part of time travel then.
Well, they're beyond the computer abilities, so it's like a walking supercomputer, depending on the mantis.
Oh wow.
Rays are
Okay.
like that too.
Yeah.
They're like walking computers, yes. And some humans are walking computers.
Yeah. Now,
Am I connect?
go ahead.
So I was gonna ask, am I connected to the mantis? Because sometimes I like when I meditate, I notice that I put my arms in front of myself like a mantis a lot.
Yes, that is true. You're actually, a hybrid. Yes, you do have a lot of mantis, put it that way. You have hybridization connected to them in previous incarnations. Yeah, your mantis senses, you're just, you do much, but a lot of it is clearing the vibration. But yes, now you're doing those hand gestures to heal. To heal and sometimes to connect to higher source energy. So you're usually doing that to release something that's been around. Thought, wherever it might be.
Does Ashtar Command have connections with the positive Illuminati?
Of course. Well, I mean, saying technically we are a positive Illuminati, but we're not fully active within it. It's not within that type of regime, though.
And how many are involved? How many beings are involved in Ashtar Command?
A few million.
Holy cow! Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's like a whole planet that's dedicated to your world. It might not be hugely inhabited, but still, we have a lot of outposts that's watching your planet.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we not know this? That's just
because talk to NASA, ask them.
Okay, I'll call them up.
A lot of them are not ready to give out the answers that you can see. They have seen us. Some of them have. And we do talk to them pretty, calmly, but, only certain representatives.
Yeah. It just, I come back to this, but it sounds like it could be so much simpler that I just don't get it. Why? I mean, I know it's hard to organize, but it just
But this world to organize.
yeah.
Well, humans don't make it easy, as you can see.
Yeah. Well, I can.
Humans are the wild stallions of the universe. That's kind of the point. It's like a frat party that goes on forever.
Yeah. Well, if I look internally with me, it's like I know all these things that oh, this is better for me, but then I'll go and eat the pizza instead of the salad, and it's like, so
Well,
I understand. Yeah.
you need the energy from the pizza. That's why.
Yeah.
Us
Yeah.
against seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's weight. You have a reason why you are the weight you are.
Yeah.
It has to do with vibration. It has to do with just keeping you not to be mobile. I mean, if you're super mobile, who knows? All hell might break loose if you were. Sometimes better I'll just be fat.
Yeah.
If I'm skinny, I'll just cause hell for everybody. Make those kids look like they're just newbies.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
So it has a lot to do. It really does have a lot to do with slowing people down.
People that really like pizza connected to like cows.
Well, cheese
No,
pizza.
but not. I mean, cows don't really like. I mean, it's almost like an insect food. Because when you get a pizza, no fly flies on it. It's a food for everybody. It's just a nice guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
There is download pizza too.
And guilty pleasures? Do those exist where you are?
Yes, we have pizza, but not like yours. Ours is more healthy for you. And
Well, that's
just hamburger. We have hamburgers, but it's not meat. We have pizza, but it's not cheese, but it's still good. It doesn't have. Yeah, we don't have what you're going through on your world.
and are some of the stuff that we have here kind of desired because you don't have it elsewhere? Like, do go tourists
chocolate.
coming?
Chocolate is probably a big one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes cheese. Chocolate is probably the number one. Vanilla, sort of. But chocolate has more of a flavor to it.
But
Chocolate exotic because it's like from your jungles.
Yeah, it has a Venus connection too. It is around the world, but the flavor of yours is much different than other chocolates around the universe. Everybody's different. Just yours is. It's just like every world has their own little thing going. Like a little store. Same thing.
So do we have outposts of smuggled chocolate?
Yes, there's first. Yes, maybe not exactly. Yeah, but yeah, and pizza. You can say too. They don't make it the same in other places. Some do eat the greasy kinds, like geez, like even for aliens, that's not good for you.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, mantis aren't too big on it, but humans are known for being pizza hogs, basically. That's not so much, but
from a spiritual level, we apparently, we spent so much time getting here that it's like we should be appreciating it a lot more than we do. But do others want to visit here, or like is it a popular place, an interesting place for others to come and go, oh, weird, okay.
Aliens come here to be weirded out, yes.
Okay.
A world that's disconnected from the universe, a world that doesn't acknowledge alien life or spirituality, it's a very strange place.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of like an outpost. Yes, it gets many visitors. And Venus has its own reality that doesn't talk about itself too much. Venus is still in operation. Other planets are at half capacity, just like your world, as you're quarantined. But Venus is actually still active, but it's in another dimension, of course.
So how does that work? Because from our point of view, Venus is like completely inhospitable, and super hot and gas and
Yes,
acid and stuff.
in different dimensions, you know, even like for you see it as a gas planet, but other dimensions, aliens see it. Not all aliens see exactly what's going on your world and other planets. They see what's in their dimension. Like you're on your road, you see what's on your road.
Right. Yeah.
Your dimension, you don't see fourth dimension anywhere. I mean, you feel it maybe, but you don't fully see the whole story.
So
Same.
so as we're going to the fourth dimension, what are we going to be seeing our world differently? Like
Yes.
physically differently? Like, I don't know, the light is different, or will we be seeing different structures, or how will that work?
Well, part of the moon will shift. Some might see, once again, all of you are going to see something a little bit differently. I mean, yes, to be part of the same timeline, but there'll be most likely another moon added to your planet. The skies will be a little bit lighter and even a little bit pink in some areas. So,
and will we notice this and remember that it wasn't always this way, or will it become just this?
No, you will remember.
We will remember. Okay.
Your third dimensional, because that kind of pushes you more into the fourth, as many of you know. But you'll be healing your third dimensional self during that process.
Okay. Because one of the things about timeline shifts, it's the Mandela effect, where some people will say, "Well, this happened," and then other people say, "No, that happened." That's true as well, though. So some people have different memories than I do of the same world. Well, different world, but we now are sharing.
Earth, yes, correct, and you're sharing it here, yes.
Yeah. So we're sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, we're sharing the current timeline. We're both on it, but we come from two different realities. Is that it?
Well, 3 or 4 realities, actually more than that, but those realities of Earth agreed on a slight connection to the Earth to change the timeline.
Okay.
So you're not here by yourself. You just connect to other versions of Earth is easier said than done in your reality, as you know. But you can shift to another Earth reality in your mind. But it has to be, of course, part of your timeline too to do that.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that some do die here and incarnate. They might even incarnate at 30. They're a walk-in on another version of them, and then they see World War III occurring, bombs and whatever it is. So they go to another version of Earth. Some do.
Okay.
Yeah. So their body dies here, and they just walk in.
Walk into a different reality of like, oh, okay, I'm dead.
Usually it's themselves. Sometimes it might be somebody else, whoever allows it to occur.
Okay. But these aren't that common. They are.
They're common. Yeah, they're common.
Oh, okay. So it's instead of having to go through the whole being born process, we can just go, oh, hey, you, can I join you and just take over the? Go, okay, thanks.
Yeah,
and the other one just leaves and goes, okay, fine.
Goes to the spirit, yes.
Oh, like go walking.
Yeah, or goes and walks in with another. There's it's all agreements. You can't just force yourself into anybody.
Yeah, okay.
If that was the case, you'd have a different planet right now.
Well, everything, from what I understand, like even disease, like this coronavirus too, that's also an agreement. Nothing can be forced into our on ourselves without. We may not know that we're agreeing to it or have agreed to it consciously, but we have done that. Is that correct?
Yes, it comes from another version of Earth, where it's like consumed the place. You got a piece of it. So it's like a world of viruses. They're always creating viruses. Yeah, it's kind of terrifying.
Oh, you're kidding!
I mean, your world is kind of like a world of viruses. You think about it.
So we kind of brush up to the Earth with viruses, and then one kind of hops over as a possibility and says, "Okay, I'm here now."
Well, they see it on other realities and they invent it here, and usually it's to its exact form.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a download.
It's like a download. Okay. It's like viruses are over in this corner. If you want one, come visit. And okay.
Yes, this virus has been around since the 1990s, but in a lab form. It was slowly being put together. Yeah, adding its legs, adding to its brain, adding to its arms. I mean, really turning into like an actual being.
Yeah. Well,
And
There was about the virus that it was incomplete when it was leaked, that it was being transported to be combined with another more deadlier agent into it, and then released in America. Was that the case? And then it got stopped.
well, it has been modified throughout the countries. When it finally hit the U.S., it was an unmodified version, and the modified versions eventually came in. They were a lot smarter. So the smarter one eventually came through people flying on planes, things like that.
It's self-modifying itself, or is that through the drones?
It was through technologies. Yes, it traveled fast though because nobody knew about what was going on. It's easier to travel something like that, and it had no symptoms in the beginning either, but it's even easier. And if it did have symptoms like a cough, nobody's gonna think anything of that.
Yeah. From a spiritual standpoint, although this is for us living it, it's a horrible thing. From a spiritual standpoint, is this a good thing?
All good. All events are good things, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
It's just it's almost like stretching timelines. It's pulling them and shifting them. Eventually, yes, McDonald's will no longer exist on your world. We have some time for that one. That's gonna be a long time for that.
Yay.
Because that's a major timeline house, you can say. It's holding on third dimension. So
How does this virus work to stretch our timelines out? It doesn't seem to be. It just, from our point of view, it just kills people.
well, it changes people's perspectives. It changes their movements. It's like it takes a person out of their own timeline mode and kind of makes them erratic. They have to go home now. Well, we do it at home.
Oh, okay.
Some come to a boiling point, as you know.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. It's. I'm looking too closely at it, not to the big picture. Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
For me, is it kind of like healing my past lives as having gone through the Black Plague or Black Death?
Black Death in your past, yes. Tuberculosis also, mostly tuberculosis. About 3 or 4 lifetimes of tuberculosis. I don't believe you survived. You also been a doctor in previous incarnations.
Oh yeah.
Around the 1500 time period. Not a real popular one, but a doctor. Small time doctor. Kind of like a medicine man. Unconventional. Well, back then everything was unconventional.
So I kind of enjoy hospitals.
Exactly. To you, they're kind of like homes in some ways. All right, we're about to exit. Is there anything else from us?
Yes, I do have something.
Please.
I'm just wondering, I have a lot of my intuitive abilities of the current timeline turning on. I'm able to see all of what's going on, all its layered glory. I'm just wondering if you have any messages for me for my direction for this timeline.
Well, you see it through the QAnon timeline form. It's not always clear, but I feel like you're part of that. Is it that itself creates its own timelines? So, but yeah, your future. I do see Epstein too. I think you're pursuing that a little bit. They say,
Well,
yeah,
like before QN on surfaced, I had already done a lot of research, and then there's the nature of my work and just things I observed. So it's
yeah,
just part of
you
it, but
you connect to the shadow government energies, or yeah, as it is a shadow government timeline you connect to. So it's another reason why third dimension has not worked properly. You're doing black ops energies, and they're in another reality.
yes, my astrals are fun.
Yeah, it's you go into the deep state, as you know. This is why you see Mr. President every once in a while. Of course, you're going to run into
Yeah.
him. You've been protecting him too,
Hmm.
so he has a lot of protectors. He has to, and yes, he does get himself in a lot of trouble. That was kind of and he shows up as a fox sometimes.
Hmm.
Like it looks like a fox.
Oh,
He just has that, you know.
he's a multi-spectrum
Yeah.
individual. I think you have to like peel a lot of layers just to get
Yes.
that perspective. But I mean, I think that's just we got to do that in general. So I'm just wondering, just last question, just because I don't want to hold up your time. So I have like a lot of these different options coming to my table, and like I know that like I'm sifting things out, but I've kind of drawn to this possibility of going back to Afghanistan. And
Mhm.
then, I mean, staying local is interesting, but like I'm not tied to that anymore, and I'm
Mhm.
kind of like ready to bail. And like I really don't have an attachment to being here, so I'm just wondering like what the Wiesbaden, Germany, or the Hawaii possibility looks like.
From this point of view, Hawaii looks like the best.
Uh-huh.
Afghanistan might not be the best environment. Germany
It's
is
never,
okay. Germany is okay. But Hawaii, I'm not sure if you're looking for Hawaii. Obviously, that's a higher possibility.
yeah, I think that's a good use for my skills
Yeah,
and abilities.
exactly.
Um, and I guess my final question is, if like the angels or my alien friends have any messages for like my direction at this time.
Well, you're one of the reasons you have not left your current environment because you have not been ready to leave.
Yeah.
So once you're ready to leave, you have to have that feeling of leaving,
Uh-huh.
leave. So once you start feeling more of that, then you're out of there. So
All right. Well, I guess I'm getting there.
you are. All right, we must be going. So,
Thank you very much.
all right, blessings. Send your
Bless.
energies from the canines to your world. All right, blessings. All right, we'll close down the recording.